Yo, what is going on, everyone in the crypto space? So today I wanted to note something that I find quite interesting about the Ripple volume compared to Bitcoin or Ethereum's volume. Now, I'm going to give you my theory. Once I show you the volume differences, I'm going to give you my theory on what I actually think might be happening. So if we take a look at Bitcoin's volume, as we know, for the last 2 days, the cryptocurrency market overall has been quite a decent-sized bull run, about 20% across the board, not including Bitcoin. It was mostly altcoins that were on the move, but Bitcoin was only up maybe 5 to 10%, while altcoins were going about 20 to 30%. So Bitcoin's volume 2 days ago, on April 10th, was at $4.2 billion. This is when the market was not running. It was staying at the stable about 6,700, 7,000 level. Then all of a sudden, yesterday on April 12th, the volume hit 8.9 billion. Now make sure to note that. Now we'll go over to Ethereum, which is the second largest cryptocurrency. If you go on the historical data, 2 days ago on April 10th, the volume was only 1.19, essentially $1.2 billion in volume. Now today is $2.5 billion in volume. Yesterday on April 12th, it was $2.5 billion in volume. Now, what I want you to take note of is the percent difference. Essentially, Bitcoin and Ethereum, they both essentially doubled in volume over the last 2 days. Now, what's very fascinating is if you go to Ripple, you go to historical data, and you can see on April 10th, the volume was only at $154 million. And now, yesterday on April 12th, it was at $1.3 billion, and now today nearing $1.5 billion in volume. So from April 10th, that's essentially a 7 to 8 times, or a 7 to 800% increase in volume, while Bitcoin and Ethereum were only 100% increases in volume. Now, granted, they still did rise more in volume than Ripple did in terms of the actual number of dollars, but in terms of percentage gain, Ripple went about a 700 to 800% increase in volume. So I wanted to note that to you guys, make sure you're aware of this, because my theory is that institutions are starting to step into this market. Joe Katz released a statement. It is really hard to understand. I was trying to dissect it, but he's basically saying that 2/3 of the Ripple escrow is going into the circulating supply, and only 1/3 is going back into escrow, meaning that there's more and more Ripple on the market, and that institutions are starting to have to source XRP from the open market, thus bringing up the demand while slowly bringing up the supply. So the fact that Ripple had a 7 to 800% increase in volume tells me some institutions or some new exchanges might be wanting to list the currency, because essentially institutions, hedge funds, and very high-profile investors, they don't invest like a retail investor. They don't buy in when it starts to go up. They start to buy in when it's really low, and you can see the volume doubled and the price still stayed the same, but all of a sudden it went to 1.3 billion and the price didn't move up too much. So I really think that the institutions and exchanges are starting to buy into this market because they realize this is such a great price. So as the market started to creep up, they went ahead and wanted to buy in, because institutions, they're going to buy in at the lowest point possible while still having the most certainty of an upward movement. So at this price level, Ripple being one of the only coins that had a 7 to 800% increase in volume over the last 2 days versus just Bitcoin and Ethereum's 100%, really tells me that institutions are starting to step in. Banks, payment providers, liquidity providers, or more exchanges are starting to step into this market, because for a coin like Ripple to increase 7 to 800% in volume over a course of 2 days is usually as a result of a 50 to 60% run. Ripple only ran about to the peak 25%, and now is averaging down to about 17% in a run. So for it to move 7 to 800%, like EOS, for example, it had I think like a 60 to 70% run. That's why it moved that much in volume. But for Ripple to only move about 20% and get a 7 to 800% increase in volume tells me that institutions are starting to step in. Because why in 2 days would it be 154 million in volume, and then yesterday I come to 1.3 billion, and now today nearing 1.5 billion dollars in volume. This is some serious capital coming in, not just retail investors. So thank you guys for watching this video. You can check the link in the description. To support the channel, pick yourself up a Ledger Nano S to keep your cryptocurrency safe for the long run, and drop a like and subscribe if you did enjoy the video. So thank you guys for watching this one. I am positive institutions are starting to step in. You can see it clearly through the differences in volume, and I'll see you in the next one.